Well, my name is Kevin, and I do home improvements. And I've done a lot of creative things in people's homes that no one else wanted to tackle, that they've been told can't be done. And I like the challenge of doing those jobs and making them happy, which makes me happy. So I'm pretty creative in that respect. Chris has always done crafts. She does stained glass. She sews. She's incredibly creative. Like I said, she creates all these features. I set the stage. I put the facade on the house, the fence. I go to the transfer station, back up with my empty trailer to the brush pile and load it up with brush, get some real strange looks from the other guys that are unloading their trucks, and I leave with a trailer full of dead trees and dead limbs. It's free, and it adds to it. I can tell you that it takes a long time. We start every year trying to keep track of how many hours, and then we just kind of forget about it and just do it. It's all over the place. Weekends, nights, mornings, afternoons. So, it takes us probably a month. We started a month, before Halloween, or before the 1st of October. So it's up and running by the first week of October, but a lot of hours, but it's fun. We're both pretty creative, and it lets us be as creative as we want to be and get away with it. It's kind of a mashup, monster mashup, if you will. Different characters and scenes for different movies that we're hoping people will, all ages, will see and understand what they are, where they're from, and just kind of a funky little mix of stuff. Yeah, you got It, you got The Ring, you got Stephen King, Bats, The Tree just came out of nowhere. That guy came out of nowhere, this spooky looking guy with the handlebars. He blows around in the wind. It looks pretty cool when it's windy. Pumpkin guy, we had the head, we didn't know what to do with it, so it's been on other creatures. The pumpkin head, we used that on a nice display we had 2 or 3 years ago. We kept the head and she turned it into what you see over there. So it's a little of everything. The Addams Family, I got a kick out of the Addams Family when I was a kid. The original Addams Family. Just a mix of stuff in a graveyard with a mausoleum. We bought them, I think Walmart or Spirit Halloween, and Chris would take them and wrap the skeletons with plastic and shrink wrap them and stain them with mahogany stain, and they become corpses, and we've used them for years. They've been pirates, they've been Ghostbusters, they've been a lot of things. They're fun. She dresses them up. She takes care of all the characters. Every year, Chris makes something special. I think the entryway or the arch is probably the most interesting part. That entryway is the pool noodles that you buy that are different colors, those noodles, those foam noodles. And Chris actually wrapped those with the same stuff she wraps the corpses with. It's a plastic painter's cloth. Shrink wrap it with a heat gun, stain it with brown stain, and it's supposed to resemble like vines, a whole archway full of vines. And skulls. She buys the skulls and stains those so they don't look bright and pretty. She dulls them down, makes them look old. And we both like detail. We both like detail in everything we do. And I think that really makes what we do fascinating, because there's a lot to see. If you really stop and look at it, there's a lot to see. Even inside, we do a lot inside, and you could spend an hour just looking around and seeing all kinds of different things. And it even fascinates us. When we're done, we stand back and look at it and say, wow, we did that? I love the production. I love sound and lights and the fog. It makes it. It's the icing on the cake. I love it. Because we just kind of keep working on it, and we don't realize until we stand back and look at it just what we've put together. Well, the bunny was a kind of a last minute thought. Found a bunny mask in a store, grabbed it and threw it up in the window just for grins and giggles, and pretty much everybody that stops says, I love the bunny. It's like, really? That was $1.89 and we threw it in the window, and everyone loves the bunny. And I had some kids ask me tonight, is it supposed to be a scary bunny or a happy, friendly bunny? I said, it's up to you. It's up to you. It can be whatever you want it to be. We talked about this, I believe, 8 or 9 years ago, how much fun it would be to build a big display because the kids would love it. And we found out that not only do the kids love it, the parents, the adults absolutely love it. And we just keep doing it because we get comments all year about what we've done, and keep up the good work, and what's your theme this year, and it happens all year long. People at this point are getting to recognize us, which is kind of interesting when you're in Shaw's or Hannaford and they walk up to you and say, hey, what's your theme this year? You kind of feel like somewhat of a celebrity, and you can't stop doing it now. It's a commitment. So it's fun. I actually talked to, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 cars stopped while I was waiting for you to show up, and they wanted to know all about it. It's nice. We do it for that reason. Everyone enjoys it. I think it's about 8. We were trying to figure it out. We actually kind of lost track, but we counted back about 8 years of different themes that we've done, and they're all different. Oh, we've done the castle, which was my favorite. We had a dragon. Actually, I believe you recorded that actually a few years ago. I think that was in 2014. That was my favorite, but we've done Ghostbusters, we've done Pirates, we've done Stephen King's house, which no one even knew what it was, but it was cool. They liked it. The bat that's behind me is a bat from Steve. Well, it's not his bat, but it's a duplicate of bats that are on his gate. And I made those and had them displayed last year on gates that I had made, but couldn't bring myself to throw the bats away. We try not to throw everything away, but I love The Shining. That's the original, The Shining. That's my favorite scary movie. And just for the record, I spent part of my childhood in a funeral home. My dad was an undertaker, and that was interesting. As I look back, I have no desire to be in a funeral home or doing undertaking right now, but that was an interesting part of my life. I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but I thought I would share that. The public, the people, they love it. And because they love it, we love it. And that's what keeps us doing it. And we'll do it as long as we can still do it. You know, climbing the ladder and hanging 4x8 sheets of plywood on the front of the house is a little tricky now as I get older, but still doing it. We've got people every year. I've seen them all. I've seen every year you've done it. I love the Ghostbusters, or I love the pirate ships. The pirate ship, I've done that twice, a little bit different. I don't like to do the same exact thing twice, but people love the pirates, and they talk about how much they enjoy us putting this together. They go by every day, several times a week or whatever, to see what we've added to the display, and it's it's just interesting. I didn't realize when we first started doing this how much of an attraction it would be. I had a guy walk by the other day. He walks to work. He has a backpack and he walks to work. He never takes the street, but he happened to glance over and see it, and he was fascinated. He said, I'm going to start walking the street through Halloween's, through October to see what changes you've made. And he's going to bring his kids in Halloween night. We don't do blood and gore and slasher stuff. We don't jump out at the kids. We don't want to terrify the kids. I basically don't even dress up. I look like this. And so we're not all about traumatizing the kids, but they love it, but the parents love it even more. The kids just want the candy bars and move on. The parents don't want to leave. So that's kind of cool. We're located on Walnut Street, 16 Walnut Street in South Portland, right off from the Broadway end. You can't miss it. Once you turn onto it, you can't miss it. If you come in by Reds, it's down at the bottom of the hill going towards Broadway. We've got a lot of exposure. People actually see us from Broadway. They look up the street, they drive by, see that there's something going on, and they turn around and they come back, and we have more fans. It just keeps on happening. Well, like I said before, you'll never see Chris, and she does exist. There is a Chris, and she'll come out of the mausoleum late at night and roam through the fog in the graveyard, and then before the sun comes up, she crawls back into the mausoleum and calls it a night. So that's all I can say. She exists, but you'll never see her. Just saying.